family. And I just want to say this case, Rasai McLean was accused of wrongdoing in Mount Vernon. He was acquitted of all charges after a long ordeal and trial at the Westchester County Courthouse. We are thankful for the jurors and their consideration in this case. We believe that this case will send a message not only to the Westchester County DA's office, but of course to the city of Mount Vernon. All of us feel that we are fortunate to have Rasai McLean back, and we know that he will do well. And I just wanted to say thank you all and thank you for the support. I'm going to ask Susan McLean, his mom, to speak to you for a few minutes, and thank you.
Yes, hello everyone. I just want to say we're really elated to have my son back home. This has been a long and difficult ordeal. On behalf of my family, on behalf of Rasai, on behalf of all those who stepped forward to help us fight this fight. I want to thank the lawyers for a great job, well done. Just thank you everyone, and we're just happy to have Rasai back home. I feel like my family is now completed again, and I pray that Rasai will continue to live the life, you know, that he was living, and go on and do great things in life. Just thank you.
Good morning, my name is Pamela Hayes. I'm an attorney and I represent the McLean family. I also represented Mr. McLean in a county court in Westchester County. We are just giving notice today that we are going to file a lawsuit against the county of Westchester, particularly against the district attorney in his official capacity, as well as the city of Mount Vernon with regard to the police officers in this particular case, who we believe committed numerous wrongdoing in their quest just to get a person and have him convicted. In this case, that attitude did not prevail. It's very important that people understand that the jury process is the cornerstone of our criminal justice system, and I would just like to thank them for being realistic, listening to all the evidence, holding the district attorney to its burden, and acquitting our client, Rasai McLean. This has been a traumatic experience for him. He's presently at home, and he's job searching, and he's going to be getting his life together so he can really do some progressive and productive things. It's the type of situation that will change your life. A criminal trial is unbearable for a person who is not guilty. And, you know, also I'd just like to remember the family of Gloria Nardi, who, you know, just died walking home from the train station. That killer is still out there, and it's up to the Mount Vernon police and the district attorney of Westchester County to find that person, because that's the person that they did not find, and they put up all this false evidence just to get somebody. It's not somebody, it's the person who did this. And I also would like to thank Councilman Edwards and everybody. He's been very supportive. This was a 7-week trial, over a year. And we'd just like to thank everybody, especially the family, for being supportive. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Can I ask about this, this lawsuit you're filing against the county? And
Sure, and the city.
What is this? On what grounds are you filing this lawsuit?
It's a federal civil rights lawsuit. I served notice of claim on the city of Mount Vernon this morning, right before this press conference, and it's for violation of his federal civil rights, section 1983. It's a violation of the state civil rights. It's malicious prosecution. It's false arrest. It's negligent infliction of emotional distress. It's false imprisonment. It's also a negligence count for failure to train and retain. And basically that's what this lawsuit is about. It's very serious. It'll probably be filed in United States District Court later this week.
So it's against the police department and against the
It's
county
against
DA?
the city of Mount Vernon and the county of Westchester. Okay? So it comes about as wrongdoings that we're alleging against the city of Mount Vernon's police department and the county of Westchester's district attorney's office.
So what did they do wrong in your opinion?
They arrested my client without any probable cause. They had witnesses who lied, who they know lied. We have, you know, police officers who even knew the witnesses were lying and wrote a report about it. And it's in my opinion, it's like subrogation of perjury. It's negligence. It's about exculpating evidence, which means evidence that can help a defendant in a criminal case. It's Brady violations. That's what that is. And that's what this is. This is a big deal. You cannot have certain people, and it's not all police departments, it's not all police officers. It is the people who came together and conspired against our client, Rashai McClean, and because they wanted to find somebody so they could point to it and say, see, we did our job. But you got to do your job right, and if you don't do it, you'll suffer the consequences.
What incentive was it for the DA to go along with this bad evidence?
Well,
they got
you
a
know,
grand jury
you have to talk to the DA.
Right.
And if you really want to get a bird's eye view, once the lawsuit is filed, it'll be filed probably at the latest on Monday of next week. You have to look at what we allege the evidence is. Okay, for example, there was a particular witness who told the police, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but I have 2 bench warrants and I need them taken care of. And I will say anything you want me to say just to make sure that, you know, I get out of this jam because I didn't come back to court like I was supposed to. Now that's the problem, especially when you know it's not true and you still put the person in the grand jury, you still get a material witness order, and you still cause my client intentional infliction of emotional distress. It's extreme, outrageous conduct. I say it's extreme and outrageous. Ms. Razor says it's extreme and outrageous.
So what do you want to see happen?
What do I want to see happen? I want to see myself filing this lawsuit in United States District Court. I would like the city of Mount Vernon to really take a good look at the people in the police department who are causing a bad name for all the decent and good police officers in this city. I'd like the United States Attorney for the Southern District of the United States, Mr. June, to look at this case. And I think this is a situation that's prime for a federal monitor.
In the Daily News article, it mentioned that the ADA said that the Mount Vernon Police Department was incompetent, and it talked about losing videos that exonerated your client, and they lost the videos or something like that?
They lost the videos, they lost photo arrays. These are all pieces of evidence, if seen, would have given our client an opportunity to show he wasn't where they said he was, he wasn't doing what they said he was doing, etc., etc. But if you lose them, and you don't tell anybody they're lost until the eve of trial, it's a problem. It's a very serious problem. And in this instance, they lost tapes. They didn't even get surveillance tapes, like they're called August tapes of the streets. And then they lost a photo array where one of the police officers had said, "Oh, write down it's this one. It's Zimmy." You don't tell a witness like that. That is not how to conduct a photo array, especially when that witness tells you, I don't know who it was. I heard it was him. Those are the type of things that we have to fight against and we just cannot stand. Thank God we had a fair and impartial jury that sat through a very long trial, and I was able to reach a verdict of not guilty on all counts.
I want to ask you one more question. And during the trial, because I saw one of the days, they were trying to introduce hip-hop lyrics of another person into evidence against your client. How did that work out? What is that?
Well, it didn't work out too good for them because in the end, they didn't use that material. But it was in the trial as part of one of the hearings that we had. But the problem that I had was that I felt it was an assault on the First Amendment. Number one, you have a right to listen and sing whatever type words, as long as they don't present a problem or cause a scene where you're going to have some type of rioting, like yelling fire, fire in a crowded theater. You know, just because you're young and you're rebellious and, you know, you're posing and doing all this stuff and singing lyrics that maybe an older middle-aged person like myself and some of the other people that are behind me, you know, we don't agree with, it's not a crime. And I felt that was an affront to the First Amendment, you know, by virtue of the fact of the 14th Amendment. You can't be telling somebody, oh, we don't like your words. And it wasn't even my client's words. So that's what I think about that, and that's why I have a problem. And I think we have to be very careful, especially people who are members of the press and of the entertainment industry, that we don't start, you know, regulating what a person can say outside of, you know, the Supreme Court cases that have dictate what we're supposed to be doing. And it's also a problem with freedom of association. And, you know, they weren't doing anything wrong, but hanging out and looking different. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.